I'm in the passenger seat looking up through the sunroof of our car. The night sky is crystallized with millions of stars, and I feel my body start to pull back into itself. I wonder if this is what it's like being close to death. I remember to breathe. Instantly, I begin to feel relief from the excruciating pain my body is beginning to endure. We arrive at the midwife center at 12:30 a.m. Benjamin, the soon-to-be father of my daughter, helps me inside where we make it to our room. There we meet our two midwives, Annie and Christy. They know me very well by now since they have been giant helping hands throughout the course of my pregnancy. We have been preparing for this moment, yet I find myself alone and full of fear. Will I survive this? The water starts to run. Drowning out the voices, I feel my insides start to pull back into itself again. But the sound of running water brings me back to earth. A water birth. The beautiful tool to help transition me into motherhood. Suddenly, I am pulled down. An overwhelming weight is felt, breaking through the bottom half of my body. I stick to my decision for keeping it a natural birth. I want to experience this in its entirety, whatever the cost. But I had no idea what I was in for. The pain and inability to find some relief began to make me teeter in and out of consciousness. I couldn't take it. Benji, grabbing my hands and being guided by Annie, starts bouncing with me to get the gravity to help push the baby downwards. We breathe together in and out, and I begin to cry and scream deep groans of inexplicable pain that begin to transform from a feeling inside of my body to a sound from my mouth. I couldn't take it. The pain was too much. I began to black out. It was too early to get in the bathtub. Christy has Benji walk me to the shower to feel the warmth of the water and hopefully to help calm me down. But this feeling is so specific, and with no way to aid it, the only decision is to get through it. I'm hysterical, tears rolling down my face, but I can't feel them anymore. They fade away with the water from the shower. I'm constantly trying to catch my breath as I carry an extra 30 pounds of weight on my body. And despite the warm running water, I can still feel all of my muscles continuing to force themselves to clench, and my birthing cry is becoming deeper and louder. It's time. We get in the bath, and this isn't the kind of bath that you have at home. This is a very large, rounded tub, almost like a giant bowl that sits in our room. Another contraction comes. They're getting closer in time now, leaving no room to take breaths in between for hours on end, constantly going through tremendous pain. My midwife Annie decides to step in. She tries to break my continuous loop of pushing and calm me down. Another contraction. I begin to scream and cry out in pain. She places her index fingers on my temples and begins to rub them softly, breathing loudly in and out, almost guiding my breath to do the same. After 7 hours of not catching a breath for just a few seconds, I was finally able to break that cycle because of Annie. She took the pain from my body through her fingers and helped guide me into a safe space. I could finally catch my breath. I am calm. But we're not done yet. My daughter's head starts to crown. Benji is in the water with me. Both our midwives are taking us through it all. I turn pale and black out. My consciousness leaving the traumatic pain from my vessel and finding relief in the pitch black sky. I wake up. I'm still going through my contractions. Everyone is still there with me. I'm not alone. I am so weak and exhausted. The time is 1 p.m. the next day. I have been in labor for over 12 hours. I go from laying on Benji with my back towards him, still inside the bath, and I make my way to the edge of the tub. I squat, breathe deeply in, and force myself to gather all the energy I could possibly find within my body and push. Instantly I feel it, my body being broken in half, clearing all the trauma and abuse from the family I had known as a child, and welcoming the chance to begin new. I am flooded with emotions of anger, love, fear, and triumph. She is here, still connected to me by my placenta. Christy hands me my beautiful baby girl. I look at her, still exhausted and stunned by this amazing metamorphosis that we both had just experienced. But I look at her and I am overcome with love and joy. Benji is holding me, and I in his lap, still in the water that our daughter was birthed in. The water's a bloody mess, and he is there through it all. We hold our little girl and can finally find peace together for the very first time.